The prep video for tomorrow. I'm starting it right now. Now, you can barely hear me. I'm over by the refrigerator. I'm getting some ice. Oh no, I don't have a Coke. I have nothing here. I have to run out to the car. Damn it. I don't have a Coke here. I gotta have a Coke while I do this. Yeah, I still have the Pally. I thought about it. I thought about when I took a nap. I took a time out from the markets like at 1 o'clock. I was just exhausted, so I laid down my eyes for 20 minutes. In those 20 minutes, 1 o'clock, it ran up. And I couldn't believe it. I get up and I'm seeing this thing rallying hard, and then it kind of drifted back down. But I had a nice rally today. Start the recording back up. Right, so let's get back into it. These are some of the potential movers after hours. Let's start from the top here. Some of them are not, you know, it really depends on just looking at it. So the TMC metals, you can see at 4 o'clock, that thing really ran up here pretty good. Closed out right near the highs. So TMC is probably going to be the one to watch tomorrow. CEMI, I circled this one because I saw it pop early. Right when it popped, I said I just circled it. I saw it right here, something. And it hasn't done much since then, but it's actually going to hold up going into tomorrow. So that one. If they're typically holding into the close, they haven't drifted, they tend to gap up. So this would be interesting to see that. You know, we'll look at the ones, you know, see if any of these ring a bell tomorrow if they gap up. But they have to be closed on their highs, like RNAZ. This is the one I got into. So it held up pretty good. I'm looking for a pop tomorrow. I'm actually going to put an order in before I go to leave today. I'm going to put an order in to sell this at like 160. It's a preclinical trial, so preclinical data results. It's like really doesn't mean much. But I was hoping that it was going to close like this and get the gap up and just get out. Not worried about how far it goes. It leaves me in the dust. So that's the game plan on that one. Dragonfly held up pretty good from yesterday's. That was kind of a stealthy move too. No one was. I saw it on my scanner, but you can see it's really holding at 220 level. Palisades had a nice little run, came back down. It's slowly drifted here overnight, or after hours, I should say. And the EBET, that's interesting. Left off, not a lot of volume. Sharp link. MGAM. Not wearable. Nope, I think that's it. I think I went through most of them. Yeah. I do like this RNAZ. I just like the way it held up here. It had some medical news from melanoma. You know, in this environment, it could get a little pop. Take it off, no motion. Not worried about it. I'd like to get 50 cents on it. That's all I'm asking. Now let's talk about the big boy. Snap broke down, and Snap got hit pretty good. And I thought that would happen. I was like, you know, I don't know anybody who's using Snap anymore. But I don't think that's a bad thing for Facebook, because I think people leaving Snap or staying on Facebook. It's just Snap is just, you know, that's, so what? What the hell? I don't even use Snap if I'm not using it. Anyway, that's Snap. But Facebook, Meta, I think a big difference on this. So that dropped here, and we picked it up here at 145.80 something. 87. got a good, I was like, all right, you want to play that game? I don't believe it's going to stay down here. I think it's going to move right back up into positive territory tomorrow. Before Meta comes out, I think it's going to move higher. And then we had to decide if we want to take it off before earnings or hold into earnings and just ride the wave. It's still a gamble. Let's take a look at the SPX. And again, tomorrow's Fed day. And Fed days like today, we talked about today, I had a one in the room all day long. I said this market's going higher. We'll probably end up around 20 points higher. I think we ended up much higher than that. Maybe it was 30 something. And that's fine, But we could see that yesterday with the 60-minute rotation. If we go back to yesterday's video, that's the only thing we were like saying. Now let's break down all the time frames. And we look back at the 60, and every single time for the last month, 2 months, the 60 has given us a big reversal. And it didn't take long at all. So we got down here on the 60. There was a couple candles, and then boom, got that big reversal. Now, got overbought quickly without taking out the recent highs. Tomorrow's a catalyst day, If they came out and really snowballed the market or just said something extremely negative or shocking, shock and awe on the market, then maybe we could break down here. Other than that, my guess is for a continued rally. I think they absorb whatever they say, all right, yeah, whatever, and they're going to continue moving up. That's my call on for tomorrow. We have a lot of upside to get to 4,100. Maybe we get a spike to 4,100 and pull back initially. Maybe we go through 4,100 and it just fakes everyone out. There's so many shorts up there, and they get run over, and it sucks it up, and then the FOMO crowd comes in because this is because we're one meeting closer to the end. Or anyway, MSGM. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've watched it in the morning, had it, sold it, and then watched it take off right after I sold it. So I'm just looking at it. Yeah, MSGM. Yep. $9. $9. I took it off at 10:22. 10:22. Let's take a look at when this thing took off. Oh, look. 10:22. 10:20. That was it right here. That's when I sold, right there. Yeah, it went from $8. And he might even got up to $25 for a print up there. I bet it did. It seems like it retested that level a couple of times. And then, wow. I mean, that was incredible. I think we could get more of those. Now, again, if you take a look here, I did have a reverse split recently. I did have some news. And I think the news was pretty good news. I wasn't really paying attention to it too much. I'm more focused on the drugs and stuff. But this was this is where everything was. The games. This just drove that whole sector of those crazy. I don't know what you call them, e-games and everything. Everything ran. What's going to run tomorrow? Well, again, I think we drift up into the Fed meeting. And then after the Fed meeting, we get a little chop and drop and chop. And then we kind of resolve to the upside, if not rally hard. All right. Maybe a shock and awe breakout tomorrow. We are in SWK, new position, SWK. Perfect. It was an HPS setup. And again, on the HPS watch list, there's 4 good ones for this week. SWK was one of my favorites. We were close enough to getting oversold on that stochastic. It was holding the 20. Started to, all right, we still got to get out of it with a profit. We still got to sell it. Earnings come out in a couple days on this. February 2nd, I believe. That's a call. That's that's a tough thing. I probably would like to be out of it before earnings, and if it got a gap down, then buy it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on this. That's working out good. What else do we get here? And I'm going to go back to what we although yeah, the MSG. So the edible, let me take a look at that edible. I did buy the edible today, EDBL, and it kind of went down on me. Had a little pop here, so I jumped on it. And you got some follow through, and then it came back down and kind of drifted and kind of sold off after hours here. Now they make those edible live plants you see at the grocery store. Had a reverse split recently, and it tried to pop on that reverse split. I remember when that happened. So we'll see. We'll see what the I don't even know what the current float is. I would have to look it up. I have it on my screen there. So we'll watch that tomorrow. Our sober, again, remember our seeds? We're planting seeds in some of these stocks. This was one of my seed planters. Sober. It was a nice sideways consolidation. We didn't have any big pops in it. I liked it. We got in it. We get the pop and we sell. Anything, this actually had an interesting pop back here and held up for a good amount of time before selling off. So there might be some upside here on this. I was very surprised, but I'm out of it now. I'm fine with that. That worked out just as we wanted. Yeah, it was perfect. Then we bought the Meta. So holding 40 shares into Meta tomorrow. The Duluth is almost ready to tag its additional entry level, meaning, it's going to, well, it actually probably has. This is its, tomorrow it'll probably hit this. Trigger is 680 is the trigger to the breakout. And it's hitting that right now. 681 after hours. That's a bad print. That's not a bad print, but that's just a small amount of shares, if any. All right. So Duluth here still looking good. Still looking really good. Oh, I found one that we're in, and it's starting to move after hours. I'll be happy to say that Jasper JSPR started to give me a little action after hours. Now you can see it's starting to peek its head out of this pennant formation. Starting to peek its head out of this. And you can see after hours here, not bad. A little volume came into this. Thousands of shares and blocks. Let's take a look here. What's the volume there? 14,000, 14,000, 4,000, 1,000, 164, 14, 1,000, 3,000, 8,000, 12,000, 33,000. That was a little volume after hours on Jasper. So that's kind of a stealthy move here. I didn't check the news. Let me check it fast if there was anything, because that looks really good for tomorrow now. We kind of snuck up there, took out that trend line. It looks like Section Form 4, or SEC Form 4, 10% owner Carlyle Group acquired 3 million 133,000 shares voting common stock at $1.50 on January 27th. On January 27th. So that's pretty good. That's what's got this thing going here. Carlyle Group buys 4.7 million in common stock. 4.7 million. Carlyle Group of this stock. So that's probably going to move this tomorrow. Maybe it gets it going here. What does the Carlyle Group know that we don't know? Take an interesting stake in this company, huh? What's the other one we have over here? Oh, ABBV. Let's talk about the ABBV, and then we'll let this thing go on its way because tomorrow's another day. And I know we're going to get some pre-market movers tomorrow. A lot of people focus on that. The market, again, little rise into the median. We'll see what comes out of that. And it should be an exciting day tomorrow. Let's take a look at the ABBV. So I have these calls on it. I almost pulled the trigger on it. I said, no way. I want to give this thing. It had some pretty good strength at the end of the day. It's holding up here at the end of the day. This nice reversal. It took out the lows, recent lows. It really just kind of, this is classic. It just kind of flushes it. All the stops get taken out and it comes right back up and builds back up. I mean, this really looks good for a continuation candle. I mean, just talking candle.
Tradometer NQ overbought.
How these candles work.
Tradometer ES overbought.
This is a nice looking engulfing pattern, bullish engulfing pattern. We also have a divergence signal setting up. We got a little pushback. I just like it. I like it. ABBV. When is the earnings on ABBV going to be? I think they're coming up too. So again, you always got to watch that. ABBV. Let's see. Tomorrow, I think ABBV is. Or, hold on, let me double check. It is. It's either tomorrow or the next day. Go back on here. Just looking at BLI. A couple days ago, I worked out this candle. I just said, this looks really good. It's just back down to this level. I don't think it's a scam or company. I think, I've read some actually articles on it and their technology and what they do, and it seemed like a promising future. But as as you could see, it was at $100 at one point, and this is a time where everything was so overvalued. But this apparently just doesn't even look like it has a. It looks so good here. I mean, it looks really, really good here. The more you zoom out, the stochastic starting to rotate back up. To look into it a little bit more. I don't know what the I don't see any reverse split. I don't know what the float is on this one. I'll look that up too. So this looks really good for a pop coming. Who knows where, but yeah, it's from 100 to 2. That's perfect. People are like, this is something that people would love to pump up and say, oh, this thing's going to 20, 30 bucks. You're like, oh yeah, it came from 100, it could go to 20. No, you're lucky to get it to 4. Get out at 4. If we get 4 on this, a double on this would be, fantastic. I would be out of this any pop. Again, depends on the news, depends on the volume. It really depends on the volume. But I like this. I mean, I want to look into this a little bit more. I might get this tomorrow. All right. All right. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. I'm going to probably get some of this tomorrow. 215. I will watch it. I will. I'm not guaranteed I want to get into this, but we'll watch it, see tomorrow. I like the Jasper better, though. I do. Well, one other one here I'm holding before I let go is the ABBV here. And it really hasn't done much. The last couple of days it's been really just sideways. And that's kind of like really annoying when you have options in something. You know, when you have that just sideways grind and you're not gaining or you're just losing time. And time decay is starting to eat into your position. So maybe we have a nice lift off here coming out, you know, of a little flag. So we're not overbought. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's not that far off the highs. It's in a big pennant formation. And it's in a smaller pennant formation. It's like really coiled. It feels real coiled up here. If we go even out to here. And then we have the underlying one that's pretty good here. So, kind of similar to that. This stock probably goes straight to if they announce some type of peace treaty over in Russia and Ukraine or some kind of treaty, the stock will drop 10 points in a nanosecond. WNDW. Write it down. So the Jasper, definitely on the list. Feeling something brewing with the INXP. Looking for follow through in the ABBV. Looking for follow through on that. I think that's the best bets here. And again, Fed decision at 2 o'clock. 2:30 is the conference call. Look for kind of a little melt up into that. Not looking for too much going on. And that's it. We'll take it after that. You know, I think we could rally, but we'll see. All right, so I'll see you guys in the market early tomorrow morning. Try to get in here. I have to be in here probably a little later than 7:30, like 7:30, 7:40. I'll be here. So don't take all the trades without me. Leave some for me. I want to get in here so bad sometimes at like 5 o'clock. I want to do a 5 o'clock, you know, trading day. But I think it has to come after schools gets out and stuff, or during the school vacation where I don't have to deal with anything in the morning. I can just sneak out. All right. I'm sending this out.